MultimediaJay radio style.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to MultimediaJay Radio Style. I hope I don't sound too hoarse or scatterbrained or something like that, but I'm really not feeling well. I actually had to call off work for the first time in months because a terrible night has turned into a terrible day for whatever reason. Ever since leaving the DC last night, I have been completely unable to sleep. I don't know what it is. I feel tired, like I've been up 24 plus hours, which I have as of this recording. I'm probably going to end up taking some Z-Quil or Z-Quil or however you pronounce it to get some sleep and not have this incident repeat tomorrow night. But for whatever reason, just heart was pounding and I was wide awake all night into the morning throughout the time I normally sleep and stuff like that. And it was just like, even when I'd been out of the DC for hours and hours, it felt like I just left the DC 5 minutes earlier. You know, the person I've been working for at this warehouse job, she likes to make fun of me and call me Mr. Energy. And she cracks jokes about how I allegedly never sleep. She needs to back off on some of that, because it's not funny. I mean, I've had my day and a day's pay now, because, disposable temps don't have any sick time or anything. Nice way to get around Connecticut's mandatory paid sick leave law, by the way. But that's another discussion for another day. So all of this crap has been wrecked. Probably my whole week has been wrecked, money-wise and numbers-wise, because of this crap. So I will start making regular use of Z-Quil. I think what happened here is we had a Super Bowl shift on Sunday, so everyone could get home in time to watch the big game. So I've seen night shifts at these types of places do this stuff before, where they come in on day shifts on Super Bowl Sunday so they can go home and watch the game and stuff like that. And I think trying to get back to a day schedule for just that one day and then immediately flip back to night shift the following night messed me up. So it may take a little bit of work to get back to nights, being a complete night person again. So I don't know what's going to happen because of this, but yeah, things are bad. They're bad at the warehouse job. They're bad overall. I'm going to try not to think about it as I talk about what's been going on with the whole bots and aggregators thing, because it sounds like, based on people's responses to the whole bots and aggregators thing, that I've got some stuff to clear up. So I hope nobody minds the Skyrim screenshot that I used for my for the graphic for this segment. I just felt like putting something pretty up. So of course people are probably going to see the thumbnail for this, but oh, it's a gaming video, I'm not watching it, or something like that. Especially if this gets too long. Oh, that's a play some stuff in disguise, I'm not watching it. So, anywho, now it looks like some people got the wrong idea when I gave that very aggressive speech about bots, aggregators, and channels on YouTube that do not correspond to actual human beings. I had to bust out the candor for that because I'm sick of this problem. I get this, I see this on other sites too, and other people notice this as well. I know I'm not the only one who's dealt with this, but I've seen some people on Facebook talking about the job situation here in Connecticut, and they're talking about how they apply for jobs all over the place, and they go onto job sites, and the only responses they get are mostly from spammers and scammers, and folks who try to harvest email addresses from sites like careerbuilder.com to spam people with and stuff like that. It's really an ugly situation. But I did manage to find some suspicious accounts and remove them from the subscriber list, so it is happening. It wasn't really to the extent that I thought it was, though. I only went from 444 subscribers down to 423, but that's because I'm being very, very nice here and giving a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. I went looking for, rubbish usernames where it's just a bunch of random characters, and And having read some of the spam comments that have been blocked on my WordPress blog, multimediajay.wordpress.com, I've kind of become familiar with the weird English that spammers use. So where something seems a little off in the things they say. So when I go to some channels and I see people talking like that on their feed, commenting on random videos and stuff like that, that's my hint that they might be a spammer, or they might have it in their channel description or something like that. It was pretty interesting. I'm probably do another pass later on, seeing if I want to subscribe to any of my subscribers, because I've done that before. I'm subscribed to Doc Sigma's Let's Plays after he subscribed to me first, and then I went through and saw his channel and my subscriber list, checked it out, subscribed because of that. So it's like sub for sub, but for the real reason here. It's so I was not going to go on a deleting rampage here. Some people may have gotten the idea from how blunt I was about this problem, but that's because this problem really is annoying. I mean, when you can go from 50 views a video to 10 views a video, even though your subscribers have gone up by 200 over the course of a couple of years, something's not right there. And some of the stuff and some of the suspicious behaviors I've seen on here previously, finally decided to do something about this. Now, when I did my pass and went and looked at my subscribers and went looking for suspicious names, suspicious things like that, I did see a wide variety of stuff. There were some non-human aggregator organizations, sub for sub, corporate website channels and stuff like that I took care of. I think I found another spammer or two. Actually, yeah, I did find another spammer or two. I just mentioned the goofball English that I saw from someone's feed, and it was basically all trying to get him to go to a website or, hey, come check out my channel, and weird English after that and stuff like that. And, of course, there's nothing on the channel for them to check out except links to other sites, which I imagine would be like spam or something like that. But there were some other situations, too. There's the big thing, though, that's going on right now is definitely inactivity. Some of this I think I've mentioned before might be because of the recession / job market and people losing the ability to afford decent broadband and stuff along those lines. So the issue with going through and deleting inactive accounts that haven't had an update on their feed in 2, 3, 4, 5 years or something like that. I think I actually saw one that had a feed that hadn't been updated in 6 years or something like that. But the problem with if I went looking for inactive subscribers and deleted them is, what if they're part of this problem? What if they lost their job, got laid off, might even be homeless or something like that? And the reason they're not on YouTube is simply because their life fell apart. Why should I punish them because they're a victim of circumstances that have hit all kinds of people in this mess? When you turn on the news or you poke around on YouTube for news stories or something like that, and you see folks who work at soup kitchens and other bread places and places that hand out food to the poor and needy, talking about how they're seeing people in those lines that they've A, never seen before, and B, never thought they'd see. You can't, the old rules no longer apply, folks. It's 1999 was a long time ago, as I like to put it, when talking about the old rules of who is in what state, why, and what economic state, why, and things along those lines. But yeah, I mean, why should I punish those people if they happen to simply fall flat on their face in this mess? That's the situation. And that's the issue, and that's the problem. That doesn't fix the issue of channels that do not correspond to actual interested YouTubers who actually want to do something on this site. So I'd be barking up the wrong tree. Although I probably should, if this keeps bugging me, I probably should do another pass and look for subscribers. Let's set like a really high threshold, like 2 years. Like there's no activity in 2 years, and remove those people. No blocking, just removing. And maybe that would work, because a lot can happen in 2 years. Like if I talk about what happened 2 years ago, I'm talking about 2011. I'm talking about before getting laid off and this death spiral began. I'm talking when I had a much better job, made a lot more money, could actually have more of a life, and liked what I did, liked the people I worked with, and all of this stuff that has completely fallen apart since then. A lot can happen in 2 years, and for the people that have been gone from YouTube for 2 years, even if they come back, I mean, are they going to be like, oh, how's MultimediaJay doing these days? And of course, this isn't like a don't come back thing either. I just want to close this gap between subscribers and video views. And if people are simply not watching, then they're simply not watching. But I think other than inactive folks who haven't been on YouTube in a long time and don't show any signs of activity for literally at least 2 years, and of course the non-human being interested in someone channels that I've talked about previously, other than that, really, there shouldn't be much pruning going on. I don't want to accidentally push the button and remove someone who likes what I do and is like, what, did I do something wrong? And the truth is they didn't. I would be the one who messed up in that case. One last thing, though, that I did observe while looking through the subscriber list that I think might be the cause of some of this disparity between subscribers and video views these days, I have reason to believe that some of the people that simply haven't been watching what I've been posting, yeah, I know what you're going to say. What, Jay? Simply aren't interested? Well, duh, but the question is why. I've been involved in some stuff on here that I haven't really been focusing too much on these days with videos and what I talk about and what I vlog about and what I do other stuff about. And it may be that some of the people that have subscribed to me back during those days when I was involved with some other stuff on here besides what I am now, and don't really plan on going back to anytime soon. So let's clear a few things up in case some folks listening to this want to unsubscribe after they hear this. But one of the things that I think probably got me a lot of subscribers was the irate gamer controversy back in like 2007, 2008, around that time. People were legitimately concerned that the irate gamer would displace James, the angry video game nerd, and that he'd become more popular and stuff like that. But I knew from the beginning that what was going on with the irate gamer was pretty much like store brand soda. He would, of course, blatantly imitate his inspiration there, and I don't have a problem with people doing like copycat videos and stuff, because many times they're hilariously so blatantly copying someone that you know immediately, oh, that person's trying to be an AVGN person, or that person's trying to be like this person. But I also knew that he just wasn't as good at the jokes that he was trying to pull as James, and wouldn't get as many subscribers because his videos wouldn't be as interesting. Not to mention a lot of the gamers chewing him up with factual errors in his videos about certain issues, about certain things he brought up about certain games that were a dead giveaway, that he didn't know as much about the game as he was making himself look, and stuff like that. But the irate gamer situation is old and moldy, and it's long gone, folks. If anybody's still mad at the irate gamer and thinks that is he even posting anything on a regular basis anymore? Last time I bothered going over to his channel, which was a while ago, mind you, quite a while ago, the last time I went over there, his fans were mad at him because he was only posting like once every 4 months or something. And when he did, it was like a 2-minute video review of like an irate gamer Neo thing or something like that. I don't know if he's picked up with actually making videos like he used to, but for the people that are still, if people are still mad and think that the irate gamer might dethrone the nerd one of these years, number one, check the numbers. He hasn't done it. All this time later, he hasn't done it. So the numbers speak for themselves. And if people are worried about him becoming more popular in the AVGN, PewDiePie should infuriate them. And they're barking up the wrong tree. So yeah, the irate gamer thing, I probably won't ever talk about ever again because it's a done deal. It's a dead issue. I really don't care about whatever Chris Bores manages to pull off anymore, because it's obvious at this point he's not going to take the place over here. He's just going to be another person who's similar to the nerd. So, and some other things too that I won't be talking about too much. Blu-ray. I've got some Zarin Izarak fans subscribe to me. I haven't bought a Blu-ray movie since before the layoffs. since before the layoffs that started this mess for me. So I really don't have too much. I've actually tossed around the idea of selling some of my Blu-rays because they're just sitting on my shelves, and maybe I'd be better off putting games on those media shelves instead of movies. I'm not too huge of a movie person. I get some movies here and there, but I think my days of buying movies in like the Walmart bargain bins or something just because they look interesting are over. Probably would stream it or something like that. I think the only movies I'd really want to get anymore are movies that look good that I can get Blu-rays for and enjoy them that way. But I don't intend on talking too much about Blu-ray. So if anybody by chance thought that I am in any way, shape, or form similar to Zaren Isaac, and I would do something like the Multimedia Chronicles, or even video blogging in general. I'm not a big video blog person because I don't think it's AV geeky enough for me to be messing around in on a regular basis. Plus, radio style is so much easier and so much better sounding than me sitting in front of a camera trying to do everything in one take, and stuff like that, and you hear the ambient noise, and I echo a little because of the reverb in the room and stuff like that, as opposed to this Blue Yeti and stuff like that. So I'm not a big movie person, haven't watched a lot of movies very recently, and have been far more into games and stuff than movies, as you've clearly seen on this channel with the gaming videos that I do. So any Zaren Isaac fans who are hoping I'll do like DVD reviews or something like that, no, that's not my cup of tea. And I hope you can accept that if you're one of those folks who's like, if you're not a movie buff, I'm never subscribing to you ever again. Well, I don't mean to cause such a huge hissy fit, but I'm not. I've always been way more of a gamer than a movie buff. So, speaking of games, Xer games like My Fitness Coach. The MFC Play Some Stuff from a couple of years ago is my most popular video on here by leaps and bounds. We're talking tens of thousands of views here, and I knew that video was going to do well because at the time I did a little survey of YouTube and nobody had really done any commentary on My Fitness Coach for the Wii. So I knew that this thing would fill a niche, and everybody who went searching for My Fitness Coach on YouTube, because that's one way people discover videos is through searching and stuff, using YouTube as like a video search engine, not necessarily subscribing to people and using the social features to watch videos and stuff like that. But the My Fitness Coach video was I haven't played that game on a regular basis since around the time I made that video, and laugh it up, folks, if you want, but I made some furniture changes here that have lowered the free space that I used to have, so I'd have to do some cleaning and furniture rearranging to have enough room to play that again. I do have some other Xer games that I've picked up since then, like Walk It Out for the Wii, and the sequel, My Fitness Coach 2, Exercise and Nutrition, but number one, the sequel to MFC was pitiful compared to its predecessor, and Walk It Out I never got very far in, and most importantly, I'm doing hard physical warehouse jobs, and I've lost more weight doing this than any Xer gaming I did because the exercise is more intense, more regular, and for hours on end as part of my job. So I don't really need to. The only reason I can think of to play any more Xer games is the first shift of the week at this warehouse that I've been at. I feel like a machine that hasn't been oiled. Think like the Tin Man before he gets oiled in The Wizard of Oz. It's like I'm up against a wall because I've been relaxing the last few days for the weekend and stuff like that. So I've tossed around the idea of doing moderate aerobic exercise on weekends to not be so cold, so to speak, when I go into work on the first shift of the week, because it's really getting on my nerves. It was even more pronounced this past Sunday because I got a ton of sleep to try and become a day person again for one day, because we had that Super Bowl shift where we're normally night shift, but we work day shift that one day so we can all get home and watch the game and stuff. But yeah, that's the only real reason I'd have to play Xer games. So if someone thinks I'm like some kind of big exercise nut, it's not that I'm a big exercise nut, it's that I'm an incidental exercise nut. I like getting my exercise through stuff I was going to do anyways, like working physical jobs, or at least semi-physical jobs, always parking in the back whenever I go to the store and walking across the parking lot, speed walking everywhere I go instead of walking and stuff like that. And these stupid little, taking the stairs instead of an elevator, these stupid little things combined, when you add it all up, is how I managed to lose 50 pounds last year. And I'm at the point now where I might have to start eating a little less to lose more, but or just find a harder job if this warehouse thing, which hasn't been going well as far as I'm concerned, falls through in the next week or two, which it very well could. The volume's dropping off at the place as they go out of their peak season and have to determine if they want to keep any of the disposable temps at all, which I don't really know if they'll want me to stick around. I'm gonna have to see them say, please stick around before I believe they do want me sticking around, but that's another discussion for another day. But, yeah, maybe if I crank things up in terms of getting more physical with stuff I was gonna do anyways, I'd probably do better at that than any Xer game. But, I haven't really had much of a reason to, do any more videos about Xer games. So, Xer games, Irate Gamer, Blu-ray, some of the stuff that I've done in the past, I'm not really going to be talking much about anymore because my interests change over the years, and nowadays I'm just more interested in things like basic gaming videos. I mean, I changed the format of Play Some stuff last year, for crying out loud, so I might lose some people just because they want me to do more formal reviews when I actually have a lot more fun doing these gameplay videos that are a cross between reviews and Let's Plays and stuff like that. So, indeed, that's the update on things, and that's the 20 minutes now on this radio style segment. I think it's time for me to shut up, don't you think? I should get to work on some other stuff here, but that's the update on things. That's basically the debriefing, so to speak, on the whole bots and aggregators thing. I did make the pass, and I did adjust my subscriber numbers, and I might go through again looking for inactive people who literally haven't been on in at least 2 years. So, but again, I don't want to punish people if they've been a victim of this mess that is our job market these days. They have no money and they haven't been able to afford broadband in years. I don't want to unjustly punish these people for simply being a victim of circumstance. So it's a very bad situation. YouTube's been around long enough that this type of stuff, it can finally start happening. The site's literally getting that old. But until hopefully things change, but I just don't want to do something that would make people mad at me because I make the wrong decision or I assume the wrong thing. You know what they say about assume, where when you assume it makes an ass of you and me. Well, I don't really feel like making myself look like an ass anytime soon. So, hope you folks have been having a better day than I have. I feel horrible. I'm surprised I could even pull this radio style thingy off. But it's time for me to shut up for a bit because I've droned on long enough about this stuff. But anyways, till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for listening, everybody. And as always, thanks for stopping by.